Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at belisiofoods.com/careers.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV. It is a beautiful Monday, although I thought it was going to be 75 degrees, so I wore my flip-flops, and it's 30.
Walked outside and
Whoops.
I
can't feel my feet, but it's okay.
Man, I walked outside in the frost.
Oof.
Here I'm parked behind. I got a car parked in front of another car, so I'm trying to drive a car out of the driveway with no backup camera and a lot of frost and
Not good.
I might have nudged the car this morning. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look.
Well, we won't talk about that.
Yeah,
we won't tell anyone.
I sell used cars. I don't sell new cars. They all come with scratches, nudges, and nicks and scratches.
That's right.
So, a little nudge or scratch here or there won't hurt anything.
You know, there's something to be said for that. Like we were talking the other day about, as we're working toward getting this new brewery location open, we had some sales rep. One of the chefs from one of the food service companies came to show us some products and things like that. And so he was like cooking some things, and we had ordered all these brand new pots and whatever. And we're all just sitting there admiring how beautiful they are. And we're like, you know what? Forget it. Just somebody get a knife and just scratch the tar out of one of them. So we don't because you know it's going to happen, right? They're not going to stay sparkly forever. The oven's not going to be brand new forever. Like you're just like, why don't they just come with scratches on it so you don't feel so bad? When
you know how it is when you're in the kitchen, you're looking for your favorite pan and your favorite skill or whatever. You think it's like brand new when you get it. Mm-hmm. No. You dropped it on the floor, scratched it, washing it.
It's never going to look new ever again once it's used. But that's kind of like cars. A car should just come with a scratch on it so you don't feel so bad. Even a brand new car should just go with a scratch on it. Cracked window, something. So you're like, yeah, it came this way.
Well, you park that brand new car out in nowhere land. I've seen this happen. Park it out in nowhere land. Nobody will see it. Nobody will park it.
Right.
Next thing you know, I saw it happen down in Galway. Some idiot hit some parked car, was out in nowhere land. I mean, actually drove into it, hit it. I don't know how you hit a parked car out in nowhere land.
I don't know. It can happen,
He just must have been looking at his, I don't think they had cell phones back then, too. He just must have been looking down or doing something stupid. He hit that car, and I couldn't believe it. He backed up and just kept on going. He never didn't get
Shocker.
out, nothing, just backed up and kept on going. I'll never forget that as long as I live. I thought, well, it doesn't even pay to park out in nowhere land.
Yeah, just take the scratches and go, man.
And be happy.
And the dents, yeah.
Be happy.
But you are not here to talk about scratches and dents today. You are here to talk about if there's anything in the world, if you knew this man, I've known you for quite some time, if there's anything in the world that you like as much as or better than cars, there's one thing in the world that this man likes better than that. Well, besides your family.
You, right?
Yeah.
My wife.
Besides your family and me. Spaghetti.
Ooh. Oh, you fit my heart. Spaghetti.
If you think of Carmen, you think of cars and family and then spaghetti.
I don't have an Italian name either.
I know.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Do you think the Gambinos would let us borrow theirs for the evening?
The Carman Gambino.
Yeah,
there you go.
I like it.
Carman Gambino. But no, we're here to promote the old Kiwanis Spaghetti Dinner.
It's so good.
We've been doing this for a number of years. Actually, this was a project I came up when I was a past president, believe it or not.
A few years
ago. It's been a long time. It's been a few years ago, but it's been a great thing to have. We have it every year, and it's actually our first. It was our first fundraiser when Actually, our club starts this month. Is starting the new year off with the new president. And
you guys have kind of a different schedule.
Yeah, it's a different schedule, but this is our new president is Judy Wiggins, a past president, and I call her the Flower Lady.
Flower Lady.
And she's head of all the flowers downtown Jackson, makes it beautiful through the summer and does a fantastic job. But anyway, she's the president, and we start off this year with the spaghetti dinner, which we have at the Christ United Methodist Church down by the police station. It's 5 to 7 tonight.
Yes.
For $6, this is what you get.
It's insane.
Big plate of spaghetti, either meat sauce or marinara. I think comes with the salad. Iced tea or water. Hell, most places you go out to eat or drink now, they charge you $3 for an iced tea. Crazy. But and I think it also comes with a small dessert.
Yeah, I think it does, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it does. And you can get this to go too. So if you can't stay at the church tonight, between 5 and 7, and you can get it to go and get as many as you want.
Yeah, so here's the deal on that. And I remember, even during I like to call it the C word days, you guys had that drive-through, which was so handy when, everybody couldn't be inside and all that.
Right.
And but I remember Jamie and I, you go through and you get like you buy for tonight, but then you can just buy some extra for like later in the week too.
You can't, if you think about it, you can't cook for yourself for $6.
Oh no,
seriously,
not even close.
You go to a beautiful place like Olive Garden or some of these really nice restaurants. You can't eat for $6.
You
the
sure
drink
can't.
itself is $3.
It is, and here's the deal. So the Kiwanis Club, we've talked about this, but like understand that the money that's raised for the spaghetti dinner tonight, which is cooked, by the way, by the Gambinos. And if your name's Gambino, that means you can cook some spaghetti. Let's just get it out there.
Mean plate of spaghetti.
Yes, you can.
And they are fantastic.
But but all of this money stays within the community to go to our local kids and, the county.
Yep. Jackson, Wellston, and Oak Hill. We, the Kiwanis help support the scholarships in town, reading around the world, books. There's an assortment of all kinds of good things they do. Like some of the schools we have here in town, if your small child has an accident, they got some clothes there to help them out. And there's just all kinds of neat things that they do. And we meet once a month, and we do all kinds of things for help for the community. I mean, I'm not in on all the stuff that they do as much as they do.
Well, you don't water flowers because we don't want them to die.
I'm not the flower person.
We leave that to Judy Wiggins.
Judy and the gang do fantastic. They work their tails off on that every day.
They do.
Those flowers get water.
It is
I don't care if it's raining; it still gets water.
I know, and these, the flowers in the downtowns, wherever you may be, whether it's in our county or in Columbus or whatever. Are just such a fantastic addition.
Just makes your town look so much nicer.
It does.
You go in as you travel through these small towns. It's amazing how you run into. We are very fortunate, Jackson, to have such a beautiful downtown.
Yeah.
I mean, they're updating it all the time. They're remodeling some buildings downtown right now, and the flowers just help bring it out. And it's just a great little town, really. And the Kiwanis is great. It's a great organization. Like I say, scholarships and books and all kinds of neat things.
Absolutely. And all of this, of course, you guys have several fundraisers during the year.
The good thing about the spaghetti dinner, when we first started out, it used to be an auction to help raise money and stuff like that. We don't do that anymore. We got a really great organization. We came up with some different ways to take all the golf and the 5K run and a couple of other things and kind of combine those all to help to and we sell advertising on our paper plates,
yes,
stuff like that. So that helps pay for that. So you don't have to worry if you come down like you think you got to buy something. You don't, other than buy your dinner.
Other than some really delicious spaghetti.
Yeah, really. That's the only thing you really have to do. That's the cool thing. So we got a great support program for help raising money. But this is the way to mingle with the folks and the people in town, and great food and a great time. Can't beat it.
You can't. It's good fellowship. It's great food. Plus, it's win-win because you're getting a great meal, but you're helping
the town.
Local folks and local kids.
And that's a lot of times, a lot of clubs. I mean, we're very fortunate in Jackson have a lot of great clubs in town, but all the money stays in town because how many times if you had fundraisers, they might get a fourth that stays here. The rest of it goes out of town.
Yeah, so. and and that's okay too. But
no, I agree.
What you guys do for our local youth, and like you said, you buy some clothes, and a lot of the stuff that you guys do is not really known. Like you guys buy clothes, and that way, if a child gets sick at school or something like that, no problem. There's something there for them to change into, or don't have a coat, or don't have mittens, or
we've done stuff like that too.
Whatever, you guys are there for them.
We used to give mittens to the school buses. We had to get away from that though. There's something came into that on that deal. I can't remember. You know how it is. There's too much of this
some
and that.
Bureaucracy going on.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's a good fact. But that's the cool thing. There is a lot of, that's unfortunately some of the stuff that goes on, but there's a lot of great things that the club does. That's the main thing. And like I say, tonight, 5 till 7, you're not doing anything. You can't eat out that cheap. You can't go anywhere.
And the cool thing is if you are on the run, for example, maybe you have just a half hour to come in, and you can take that food to go.
Yep. You can tell how many you want. You got family of 4. So I got 4. I need 4 of them.
Now, it used to be that you guys sold tickets ahead of time. Can you just come in, though, and get it? Or do you have to have a ticket?
You don't have to have a ticket.
Before.
You just come in. Okay. You just come in. It's, first come. Well, it's like anything. It's first come, first serve. As long as the supplies last, and we generally always have some leftovers. Sometimes every now and then we do run out of spaghetti.
Okay.
But
I can see why.
Yeah, I mean it's
it's good.
One year we had a lot of lettuce, salad left over.
Okay.
But not everybody likes lettuce. Some people just say, "Hey, I want the spaghetti and maybe the cookie or whatever that we have for the dessert." So, hey, it's all good. It's all delicious.
It is.
And you can't cook out that cheap. You can't eat that cheap.
No, you cannot. And it's a very convenient place to get in and out of. That's the Family Life Center there at the Christ Church. And it's the one right beside the police station. You can't miss it. It's the ginormous building and church there.
That is such a beautiful church.
It is.
And they got a great fellowship hall there for, as far as the kitchen and I've been to a lot of fundraisers at that place, and it's really nice. Nice people do a great job. And a great church, and like I say, you can't beat it in and out fast. So, and I'll be there.
Spaghetti all night.
I'll be down there helping out, cleaning up or doing whatever they want me to do.
Well, let's just be honest. You're not cooking, right?
No.
We leave that to the Cambinos.
Things I'm not very good at. It's watering and cooking.
You're just like me. You're just good at running your mouth. That's all we got.
That's all I got.
Picking out cars and running your mouth.
I can run my mouth. They always call me. They say, "Mark, we need you to go down and advertise this or do that." I can do that. I'm good at that.
I can run my mouth. I'm real good at that.
As far as watering,
no, I'm just kidding.
They're always kidding me. They say, "When are you going to come water?" I said, "Just let me know. I'll call God."
Exactly right.
No, I tell you what, they do hard. I mean, it's amazing. Every night they water those flowers. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. That's why they're so beautiful.
That's exactly right. And fertilize and do all those things. And
we get flowers at home. You know what happens to our flowers at home, don't you? We look like the Adams family.
Yeah. I will say this is the first year in forever that I didn't immediately kill all my flowers.
Really?
They lasted all summer long. I was so proud.
I
have no idea why.
Well, I went to a fundraiser and I bought these beautiful, what's popular right now? Mums. And I bought some really nice mums, and they're parked in front of the car lot. They're huge, and they're actually growing good because Dana's watering them.
Because you're not taking care of them, right?
Well, every now and then. I did Saturday. I did water Saturday. I went and got a couple big buckets of water and watered them. And they're beautiful. It's amazing what you do when you water plants.
It's amazing when you feed them and water them what they do.
They're big and bushy and yellow and gorgeous. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous.
Well, here's the deal. He doesn't know squat about flowers, but he does know a lot about cars and spaghetti and running his mouth.
Running his mouth. I can do all that.
We can do all of that.
I can do all that stuff.
So you just pick your talents and you go with it.
You go with it. You got to use what you're made of, right?
That's exactly right.
Fact.
That's so true. So, okay. Oh, see, the Bengals didn't play yesterday, did they?
You know, this was a great day for the state of Ohio. Can you believe it? Ohio State won. Jackson won. I think, unfortunately, Wellston didn't win. I'm not sure about Oak Hill.
Well, they played Vinton County, right?
Yeah,
so
Vinton
somebody
County
had
won.
to win.
Yeah, Vinton County won. I'm not sure about Oak Hill, but Ohio State won.
Yeah.
Which was a great game. And,
it was a good game.
Cleveland squeaked out a winner yesterday. And the Bengals, they won yesterday. They didn't play.
They?
Yeah, they
I was
didn't
going to
play.
say, okay. I was like, they didn't play, did they?
So we were.
Unless I missed it.
No stress yesterday.
Hey, there you go.
You know, it's kind of funny when you go to the TV thing. Well, I'm going to watch today. So I watched Formula One yesterday. I watched the Browns and flipped around some other games. And it was a nice football day. It was a nice weekend for football, actually.
Yeah, it was. And you know that we can't talk. The Buckeyes game we ended up better off than I was a little worried about that one.
You know, a lot of people were. I really had faith in our defense. I thought, and Penn State, they struggle with Ohio State.
Well, it was very apparent quickly that their quarterback, I know he doesn't throw ever, and it's very apparent why he doesn't throw. And they kind of got his number, and once they did that, it was just kind of,
they just never really could move the ball. You could tell that early on in the game. And Ohio State, everybody's still worried about Ohio State, about their quarterback and all that. And he's a kid.
Well, if we had a running back that wasn't hurt, that would be fantastic. I don't even know. I think we're the Water Boys playing right now.
I'm not sure who is the running back.
But they're all hurt. So
they're all hurt.
Don't really have any.
But whoever's running is doing a fairly decent job yesterday. I mean, did Saturday. So, and as we get on here to every game gets bigger and bigger. They're all big. You can't afford to lose one game. That's the crazy part of it if you're going to be in the national championship hunt.
I know. And then, so it is kind of weird. I mean, like we have so many Big Ten teams like in the top, 8, 10, something like that. And then there's like nothing after that. But there's quite a few Big Ten teams up there, ranked. So.
Michigan, of course, looked overpowering the other day, but, when you beat a team 49-0, you're not playing a very good team, unfortunately. So, but that's how, the Big Ten's funny. You're either you're really good or really bad.
Yeah.
You notice that in the Big Ten?
Yeah, I don't know what's the deal with that.
All college conferences are like that. Like, I watched a little bit I watched Alabama and Tennessee game. Tennessee was doing a pretty good job on Alabama. And boy, they came out the second half and it was just like flip-flopped. Alabama dominated Tennessee and ended up winning that game.
You just wonder when that Alabama team's ever going to
you don't know with them. They're kind
calm down.
You just don't know. And I came home saying, and I watched the Michigan game, and after 2 touchdowns, I said, I've seen enough.
I'm done.
I've seen enough college football.
It's like I'd rather watch the paint dry on the wall. Yeah, so I gotcha.
We watched an old movie Saturday night, late night. We actually stayed home on a Saturday night. I can't believe that.
That's good. Sometimes it's cold and icky, and
it was just a good night to get back and relax.
I woke up yesterday morning like super duper early. Like, I don't know why during the week I can't wake up that early, but on Sunday, God forbid you sleep in.
Oh no, God.
But it was like 6 a.m. or something. And I came in, I turned on TV and I'll be darned if we aren't into Hallmark Christmas movie season already. I'm like, oh man. And then, of course, I had to watch it because I started watching it. And
That's
then
the problem. When you start watching, you're
2
hooked.
hours
You can't
later,
get away.
you're still watching the stupid thing, and you know exactly how it's going to end, and you know exactly what's going to happen because they all do exactly the same thing.
It's hilarious. It's like I've done that so many times. Start watching a movie, I've seen it 100 times, and it's 2:00 in the morning. You think, man, I need to go to bed, and the show's on for another half hour to an hour. There you go. God, and you stay up and you watch. The next day, your butt is dragging.
It's like a stupid movie, Couples Retreat. Have you ever seen that movie?
I have seen it.
Like, it came on last night, and I'm like, well, there's nothing else on. We'll watch that for the 7 millionth time. But you just sit there and watch it and like laugh anyway, even though you know exactly what's going to happen. But whatever.
Right now, TV, I hate to say, sucks.
Well, it does suck.
I mean, the
and
movie
it's going to suck for a long time.
The movie I watched Saturday night was a repeat. I think it was The Black Widow or something like that. That's been on several, not that much. All the Marvel movies have been on.
Yeah.
You know, I watched the Captain Marvel or whoever it was. That was the second movie I watched Saturday night.
Is that it, Dylan?
The woman.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I watched it Saturday night. I've seen that several times. Like you said, how many movies? I mean, they don't have any new. And you go to HBO and all that. They got terrible movies there.
Yeah, well, and it's hard when everything's streaming because it's not just on. Like, you have to actually look for stuff now.
No, yeah.
If you're not like on a cable package or something, so it's a little confusing for me.
I went on to Prime. I tried to find something on Prime Saturday night. So there's nothing on there really kind of interesting. If not, you had to buy it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to buy it because I know when that movie I buy, it's going to be on next week for
right,
free.
Exactly.
And so I went from Prime, then Netflix. I thought, I give up. I just give up.
You could have gone to the movie theater and watched Taylor Swift.
You know.
Or you could just turn on the Kansas City and watch her for free, I guess.
Well, yeah, but I'll probably go watch that movie.
It's 3 hours long, though.
I know. That's a long concert. Well, you're paying $1,500 to $2,000 like those people did to go actually see it.
I guess that's the deal of the century. If
really, if you think about it, that is the deal of the century. Because if you go to the show, I'm not sure what it is. What, $7, $10?
Oh, Pete's talking smack to you.
Oh, well, I thought you're kind of a Browns fan too.
Pete Bop is out there showing us his Browns sweatshirt.
You notice all the Browns fans will be wearing their stuff today because they're all proud. They looked out one yesterday.
They dug him out of the closet, out of the back of the drawer.
It's brand new. I can wear
it. Finally.
I haven't worn this for a while.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
It is kind of amazing on TV how it sucks so bad right now. There's just hardly anything.
No, there isn't anything. And with this writer's strike and the actors strike now and all of that, I mean, it's going to be a long time before
I think
new shows come back on.
I think November. I saw something there broadcasting Sydney, Australia, NCIS coming out in November. So we're probably looking mid-November for a lot of the new shows to start coming back on.
Oh yeah, and then I don't know. It's just Dylan. Dylan has he's laughing over there.
I used to be a really big NCIS fan.
Yeah.
And now there's like 30 of them, and I can't keep up
You
anymore.
can't keep track of what's what.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's like let's take one good thing and do it 75 times because why not?
I mean, and then I tried to tune into the most like the normal NCIS, the original, and like all the cast is gone now.
It's crazy.
It's basically just a different NCIS.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, they're all great shows, even though that's another show I've seen 50 times. I've seen this one or whatever. That is what it is.
Well, Carman, Pete's here. We're going to do some news. So you want to talk about one more time before we let you get out of here, the spaghetti dinner.
Remember the spaghetti dinner night, 5 to 7, the church, Christchurch. Thank you.
Let's go with that.
Christchurch, over by the police department. $6 is the cost. Spaghetti, either meat sauce or marinara, salad, a drink, and possibly a dessert with it. And you can't beat it. You can get it to go. So if you got a couple loved ones at home, you don't have time to hang around and eat dinner there, which you can. If not, you can pack it up and take it home.
That's exactly right.
You can't beat it. And
$6.
It's for the Kiwanis Club. It's a fundraiser. And if you want to donate $10 for the dinner, hey, we'll take a little extra money. it goes for all the good things here we do for the Kiwanis, for the kids in town. And hope to see you out there. And if you got time today, also to come out, and got to give a plug for the car man here. If you got time today, come out and buy a car. We're open from 9 till 6, Monday through Friday, and Saturday 9 till 4. And we'll make you a really good deal. We got about 65 great cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, and a lot of nice toys out there everybody needs to buy.
That's right. Get out there.
Get out there and make it happen. And also, we service what we sell.
You got it.
Sounds good.
Great service department.
Well, Pete's coming over with all positive news today. I'm sure he's got all positive news.
Is it all positive, Pete?
Most of it.
Most of it. Okay. Well, that's good. We'll
Well, that's
take
why
that.
start off with the bad stuff first and get on with the good stuff,
We're pretty good at that, huh, Pete?
Yep. Well, Pete's always
Carman,
a file. Great
thank
having
you,
me today.
Yeah, thank you for coming in.
Thanks.
And stop back anytime.
We'll do that.
It's always fun to hang with you.
We'll always, anytime you need me, if I got time to, talk, which I always can.
Because that's what we're good at.
That's good. Thanks, gang. Have a great day and hope to see you soon.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks,
Talk to you later.
Carman.
Bye-bye.
Come on over, Mr. Wilson. How are you doing, big guy?
I'm doing very good. Is Gambino doing that spaghetti sauce again?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, see, that's
You had me at
an added
Gambino.
incentive. An added incentive.
I'm sure you'll be down there and get you something.
I'm gonna be in between work and the council meeting. I got to cover. I got to go next door anyway, so.
Oh, heck.
I'll be over there.
That's just, that's right there.
That'll be the fuel to get me through that council meeting.
Love it.
Well, gang, have a great day.
All
Thanks,
right, good to see you,
Carman.
Mark.
See you soon. All right. So Pete Wilson in the house. What's going on, buddy?
Okay, well, Carmen kind of forced me into it. We're gonna have to start with some good news, but I was gonna do that anyway.
Okay.
Because,
He shamed you into it, huh?
Well, I was gonna do it anyway.
Okay.
All right, because you tell me. I mean, there was other things this weekend, as you'll see here as we go through the news. But can there be anything bigger headline than a group of 504 volunteers putting out 101,000 plus meals to feed my starving children?
That is something else.
And I use that line on purpose, feed my starving children, because that's the name of the international humanitarian effort to feed starving children all over the world, particularly ones that are in danger of dying, and they do die.
Yes.
I mean, this is a sad
a
fact.
thing,
This
for
is
sure.
a sad fact, but for the fifth straight year in a row, there was a food packing event at the Christ Church of Jackson. It's called Jackson County Cares, their local event, but that is just the local name for the event of Feed My Starving Children.
Look at that.
And we got some coverage coming in the Wednesday paper, but in advance here we'll give you a little sample advance work on TV. Here is a picture that Jeremiah Shaver, multimedia journalist, took on Friday. This took place on Friday and Saturday, 4 different shifts. As I said, 500 volunteers. Now, 500 volunteers from in town and outside town, outside the county even, how they do this. I mean, it really speaks highly of the organizers, the church, the people with Feed My Starving Children that are, part of a bigger organization, and then just people locally stepping up, both new folks and folks who have done it, I think, every year. But you can see this is part of the assembly line process. This took place in the spacious Family Life Center of the church. But assembly line is the right word to use. They give you an orientation at the beginning if you're a volunteer, and then another little orientation when you're down in the work area. Mm-hmm. But once it starts humming, I mean, it is a well-oiled machine down there. Is. I had the opportunity to take part in one of the work sessions on Saturday.
You did?
I did. I was a runner, got lots of exercise. But anyway, a lot of the people that are working do packing, preparing and packing. They mix the formula for these manna packs. There's rice, suey, vegetables, and vitamins that are in kind of like it's kind of like a food preservative type thing that is specially formulated to help a starving child recover. Right. You just don't get, Yeah,
those are the packs there. And they say that'll feed like up to 6 or 8 people or something like that.
There's a manna pack right there. And this is
so cool.
This is 29 cents a meal is what this costs to do. $1, and it went up this year. 29 cents a meal, $1.74 for a box, or for a pack of 8, I think it is. And this goes to the areas in the world where the starvation is the worst. It's just not kids who are hungry or food insecure. They don't have anything to eat, and so
they're going to die.
It's very sad. I looked up a stat on this just because I was surprised that it was so bad. 3.1 million children a year die of starvation, according to the World Food Program.
How is that a thing?
That is just startling. And so you see what the motivation is for the church here and for Feed My Starving Children and for the volunteers once they understand what they're doing.
Sure.
I think that they feel real good about it. Here is a picture that I took on Saturday. And the young lady in the middle, her name is Aubrey Mutch, M-U-T-C-H, kind of a strange last name, but she's from Minnesota, and she is with this international organization to Feed My Starving Children. So they had staff members come, from Minnesota and elsewhere to help facilitate this,
That's
instruct
awesome.
this, help the local church people. And she is holding a T-shirt for a reason. She is retiring from Feed My Starving Children, and every volunteer who worked on Saturday and on Friday supposedly signed that T-shirt, that event T-shirt.
So awesome.
She is pictured there with Pastor Dr. Timothy Wall on the left. He is the current pastor of the Christ Church of Jackson, and on the right, that is former Christ Church pastor Dave Roach. He lives in Logan now, is still pastoring, by the way, and he was the one who 5 years ago founded Jackson County Cares. He got it going. And I knew he came back last year. He came back this year along with his wife, Linda, to work a shift. Now, the person not pictured there is Marc Carlisle. He, of course, was on TV with you.
Yes.
He is the other co-host coordinator along with Pastor Wall. Did you have that other picture, Dylan, of the larger group there? That's a picture we took once again at the end. That is where they're sitting on pallets out there by the front end loader that was used to lift all those pallets, all those boxes of food onto a semi that I'm not sure where it's going, but it will end up, a lot of those food packs will end up overseas where the starvation is the worst.
So good.
Just an incredible success story. Aubrey Mutch, after that last session, and everybody clapped when they heard this, the local project exceeded the goal of packing 101,088 meals. That was the goal, and I don't know what the exact figure was, but they exceeded that by a little bit at least.
That's awesome.
And those 101,088 meals will provide 276 starving children a meal a day for an entire year. So, this is just a fantastic story that the local church here was willing to take on. They couldn't have done it without the volunteers. They couldn't have done it with people not only in the church, but outside the church.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to everybody
who chooses to participate. A lot of individuals, but a lot of clubs, organizations, businesses, friends that got together and worked as a team. Some of them worked, on the same assembly line or whatever. But it was really something to see. Dylan, if you have that video, do you have that video ready to go?
Yep, I got it.
Okay, Jeremiah, of course, is really good at the videos, and he did a video down at the church when he visited there on Friday. Then, of course, I was there Saturday to work a shift to do some additional coverage. But this is Jeremiah's video from Friday. He did this live, and so, when he speaks of him being live, he's not there now, but he was there on Friday.
Awesome.
All right, roll it.
Hello and good afternoon. My name is Jeremiah Shaver and I'm a multimedia journalist with The Telegram. I am broadcasting live in Jackson. We are inside of the, you guys have been watching here, we're inside the Family Life Center here at the, this is the Christ Church of Jackson, where the Feed My Starving Children, the humanitarian food packing event is underway, as you saw from the footage there. The church's local project, which is called the Jackson County Cares, is a part of a coordinated international effort to provide food boxes to locations in the world where children are malnourished, with many actually dying due to starvation. Feed My Starving Children involves teams of volunteers working in shifts to prepare and pack in assembly lines, which you saw there in the video. They're doing mobile food packs, which contain rice, vitamins, minerals, soy, and vegetables. These manna packs are developed to help turn the tide for a starving child and return them to health. The event is happening here inside the Family Life Center at the Christ Church of Jackson, located at 150 Portsmouth Street in Jackson. There's around 120 people in the room working this first shift here. The local food pack sessions are taking place today, which is Friday, October 20th, and tomorrow, Saturday, October 21st. They're doing a total of 4 shifts. The first shift started at 1 o'clock and will run till 3 o'clock. And then they'll have a second shift this afternoon from 4 to 6 p.m. And then on Saturday, which is tomorrow, October 21st, from 8 to 10 a.m. and then 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I was told that around 500 volunteers have volunteered for this packing event. The local goal for the pack is 101,088 meals during those 2 days here at the Life Center where they're doing the packing. I have somebody here that's going to talk a little more about the event, and we'll turn it over to them and they can introduce themselves and tell us a little bit more about the program. So we'll flip the camera around here to them and let them introduce themselves and talk about this program here.
Hi, my name is Aubrey Much. I am an assistant mobile manufacturing manager for Feed My Starving Children. We're here in Jackson running one of our mobile packs. So it's where we take all of our supplies, we load it up in a semi-truck, we come to community centers across the continental US, and we set up what you see right here, which is an FDA regulated packing facility where we're creating meals to send to people all around the world to help with the hunger problem. So we pack a very special meal formula. It has 4 ingredients in it: rice, soy, vitamins, and veggies. This recipe was scientifically formulated for us by food scientists to help prevent and reverse the symptoms of malnutrition. This food can go anywhere around the world. We send to 70 countries, and we have partners that live in these countries and do some great distribution for us. So we're here trying to get over 100,000 meals packed in just 2 days. We're gonna load that semi-truck back up and we're gonna get this hope back on the road.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, just thank you so much for coming on down, and we'd love to see you come support these kids.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so there you heard from Aubrey. We're going to let you watch a.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it is. It's something to see live as well as on that
Sure.
video. That video gave you an idea of how big of a deal it is, how many people are working
Yeah.
at once in concert. I mean, it really is well coordinated and organized. They've got the system down. But one thing to add, if you weren't able to volunteer, you didn't hear about it, the timing wasn't the greatest for you because we're all busy, there is a way you can still help. The 2 big obligations are, of course, the volunteers, getting that many volunteers, that's huge, and they achieve that.
Sure.
But the other thing is the money involved.
Yes.
In each case, the host site, in this case, the Christ Church of Jackson, buys the food, the materials that go into the food. And even though it's not expensive, as a unit, when you have that many, it does add up. And the church accepted donations. That was one of the things that they pitched when they were also recruiting
Sure.
volunteers. But Marc Carman, who is the co-host coordinator, of course, he was on television, he told our group there, which was the last group to work, that the church is $5,000 short of meeting its financial obligation for the Jackson County Cares Project 2023.
Okay.
And so
Need to raise some money then.
if you want to help, it would still be just as much appreciated as it would be before the event. Your donations can be sent to the Christ Church of Jackson. The address is 150 Portsmouth Street, Jackson, Ohio, of course, 45640. They would very much appreciate those donations, and they can use, their hard-earned money for other good things. If they get, money from the community and outside the community to cover this deficit.
Sure.
All right. So a lot of coverage, Jennifer, as you might guess, coming your way in our Wednesday paper. Jeremiah wrote a story. I wrote a story. We have photos, and of course, we have this video. That you just saw as well. That is, I believe, posted on the Telegram Facebook page. All right. Mark said, we always have some bad news. And this is kind of bad news / good news. It's bad news, but it's good news that we're getting the word out about it. There's another telephone scam working.
Shocker.
And this isn't just one. This is one that has actually happened locally at least 3 different times. This, the sheriff's office felt that it was important and critical enough to get out information over the weekend. This Facebook post that they put out warning about this latest telephone scam actually was posted on Friday evening. We've already shared it on our website and on our Facebook, but the sheriff's office says that a male scammer, don't know whether it's just one person, but they say it's a male scammer pretending to be portraying a Jackson County Sheriff's deputy is making calls from the 740 area code. So when that shows up on your caller ID, it's a local call. So that may help convince you that something is legit when it's not. Anyway, the caller is telling the person receiving the call that they failed to show up for jury duty and that they face jail time.
Oh.
And if they don't pay a fine instead, they're going to go to jail. And in one case, there's been at least 3 documented cases that this has happened. It could have happened more and calls just weren't made. Maybe somebody knew better and just hung up or whatever. So chances are, there's been multiple calls, far more than 3. But in one case, the caller made arrangements to meet the person taking the call in front of the sheriff's office to accept their cash. Now, it didn't say that they did. Maybe at some point they called the sheriff's office. This one potential victim called the sheriff's office and they were told, don't do this. This isn't legit. But this is a real threat.
Wow.
And so we want to let, our public know through our media platforms about this scam. The sheriff's office said, this is a scam. Do not give this individual any money, gift cards, or electronic money transfers. A deputy will not call you on the phone to request payment in lieu of jail time for anything.
Right.
Just not something in this particular case, but anything. If you have a warrant, a uniformed deputy with credentials of proof will physically find you and take you into custody. This is done in person.
Sure.
If somebody is trying to, say that you're in trouble or is arresting you or saying you owe money over the phone, I'm not sure that there's anything like that is legitimate.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Honestly, I mean, the best thing to do is hang up and then call back, call the sheriff's department or call somebody in the court and find out.
The sheriff's office says that if you have received such a call, because maybe there already have been calls, like I say, that weren't reported.
I would say so.
Please call the sheriff's office at 740-286-6464 because investigators want to get all the information they can about this scammer or scammers.
Yeah, and please don't fall prey to something like that.
Right, and if you want more information on that, just check out the story that we have online. But basically, I related about the whole thing here in this report.
Sure.
All right, another report from the criminal justice front. This made our front page on Saturday. But a week ago, not last weekend, but a week before that, there was a major pursuit involving a suspect and law enforcement in the Wellston area.
Okay.
The sheriff's office was involved. The Wellston police were involved. I think the highway patrol was involved. But this happened at 9:36 p.m. on Friday, October 13th. So this is a week ago Friday. And a deputy who was stationary at World Outreach Ministries Church, which is on State Route 327. They're just off Wellston, off the 32 exit. he observed a red 2000 Dodge Ram truck pass by on 327. Because of past information, the deputy was able to positively identify the driver as 59-year-old Mark A. Caldwell, Sr. of Wellston. There is Mr. Caldwell right there. Anyway, Mr. Caldwell was wanted. And so obviously, the deputy, I don't think that he was necessarily speeding or anything like that, but they recognized the car, the license number. They knew that Caldwell could be in the car driving, and Caldwell happened to be in the car or in the vehicle with his wife. So they got behind him, and a pursuit entailed that went into Wellston, went back out of Wellston. He ended up on Mulga Road, where he crashed after, having some stop sticks. He was able to avoid stop sticks in front of General Mills, but then he wrecked later on Mulga Road when it became a high-speed affair. Anyway, he was taken into custody by law enforcement, and charges are pending there. But this was something that was on Friday evening. A lot of people were out then. A lot of people noticed. A lot got on social media. Hey, what's going on
something's
here?
Something's going on here.
There was a lot of sirens. They could even see the red truck that was, going fast, or at least trying to evade law enforcement.
What's he in trouble for from the get-go, Pete? Well, obviously he's in trouble now for running, but
okay. Well, one of the things he was in trouble for was that he had fled from another deputy 2 weeks prior from another incident, and so at that point he had an active warrant, a suspended driver's license, and his vehicle registration was expired. And so when they saw him 2 weeks ago, he ran then, and apparently was able. I don't know whether he was captured then or the pursuit wasn't long or whatever. That detail is not in here. But he remained wanted on a warrant, and when they saw him again, and it happened all over again. Only this time there was a much longer pursuit, potentially dangerous.
Yeah.
But in the end, they were able to get their man. Like I say, he had his wife in the vehicle with him. She reportedly tried to persuade him to pull over a couple of times. It looked like maybe he was doing it, but then he didn't.
Oh, okay.
But then he ended up crashing on Mulga Road east of Wellston.
That's scary.
So that complete story is on our website, and we had it on our front page Saturday. All right, some other things to tell you about. We want you to check out Wednesday's edition of the Telegram. We're going to have extensive reporting on the Chamber Appreciation Banquet here in Jackson, the Jackson Area Chamber of Commerce Appreciation Banquet. We went over those award winners on Saturday's paper.
Yep.
There's a lot of work. Alex Shope did a great job covering that. He will have his report and a photo in Wednesday's paper, so you want to look for that.
Yep.
This Tuesday evening, want to remind you that Wellston city officials are inviting the public to attend a town hall meeting. It will be at 5:30 p.m. at the Wellston City Council chambers. They want to provide information about the recreation levy. This is a new levy asking for, property tax support that will be on the November 7th general election ballot. So people are already voting on it. They had one town hall meeting a month or so ago, and this is a second one. They will explain what the recreation levy is for, what they hope to gain by it, and why they think it would be a good thing for the city of Wellston. They want the voters to be educated. Obviously, you'll be able to ask questions there. But that is 5:30 p.m. At the Wellston City Council chambers. And once again, they're calling this a town hall meeting. This isn't a meeting of some council committee or city officials huddling to talk strategy. They want to meet the public and explain why the levy's on there and how it would benefit the city of Wellston in the future. One of the things would be the construction and operation of a pool, a municipal pool, which Wellston doesn't have, but it's more than that.
Yep.
And I know Wellston Mayor Anthony Brenner will kind of take the lead in that. Remember that early voting is continuing. We have a couple more weeks of that before the election. And this week, there'll be one more week where the times for the extended hours at the boards of elections offices, and that includes the Jackson County Board of Elections and the Jackson and the Vinton County Board of Elections, will be 8 a.m. to 5. The extended hours will expand starting the next week after that and actually go into the weekend before the election. Remember, that election is on November 7th. We'll be talking more about the things on the ballot. We've mentioned some of them before, but we're getting more into it as we get closer. But the point is, if you want to vote ahead of time, you can do that in person early at the elections offices. And you can also, of course, vote absentee as well. The percentage of people voting early or absentee continues to go up each election, I believe.
It's just so convenient.
I think we're up around 30% now, something like that. So anyway, we'll be talking a lot more about that. Another thing we want to talk about, I'm going to skip ahead to sports because that's big right now. Here we are. Okay. Last Friday was the last week of the regular season for football. And it was big news for both the Jackson Ironmen and the Vinton County Vikings. I think we told you that they went into that game as going for undisputed titles in their respective conferences. Jackson in the Frontier Athletic Conference and Vinton County in the Tri-Valley Conference as a higher division. They had both clinched shares of the title the previous week, but they had to win this last Friday to win it outright. And, nobody wants to share a piece of cake, right?
Right.
If it's good. Well, the Jackson Ironmen defeated Chillicothe. Actually, that score is wrong, Dylan. Jackson won 48-7. That was the score of the Greenfield game the week before, but still an easy victory for Jackson, 48-7. The Vinton County Vikings defeated arch rival Wellston 49-0. So both Jackson and Vinton counties finished their seasons 9-1 and undefeated in conference play.
Wow. Okay.
So congratulations to them. Now, maybe one of the big stories from the weekend involved a team that's not going to make the playoffs and didn't even win a single game all year, and that's the Oak Hill Oaks. But let me tell you what, that they had roster problems.
Yes,
they had injury problems. Two games they weren't able to play. Well, they were underdogs against Scioto Northwest in their last game of the regular season, playing at home at Davis Stadium. Look at that score up there. 40th for Scioto Northwest, 37th for
Man,
Oak
they
Hill.
fought hard, didn't they?
They fell behind in that game. They scored 16 points in the fourth quarter to tie it up.
Wow.
Northwest had the ball last, not a lot of time. They were able to get the ball into field goal territory, but it was a long field goal. Well, that guy for Scioto Northwest kicked a 41-yard field goal.
Holy moly.
If you can believe it.
No.
The last play of the game. And that gave the Mohawks a 40-37 victory.
Shoot.
But talk about some character shown by the Oak Hill Oaks players. And I know their fans and their coaches have to be so proud of them. Because, every week there's, are they going to play this week? Are they going to be able to play? And, they did, and they played one well of a game.
That's awesome.
I am so sorry that somehow they didn't make it a victory, but I know their heads had to be held high after that effort against Scioto Northwest. So, we will have reports, of course, of all the ball games in our Wednesday edition. We have reports of two of those games online now. No, all three of those games are online. So, you can read about them here online now. Todd Compton was at the Oak Hill game. Brock Natter was at the Jackson game, and Red Thompson Jr. was at the Vinton County game. Now, the secondary story to talk about that is now the lead story on football is the playoff situation.
Sure.
Right. The Jackson Ironmen are in the playoffs, and they will be at home next Friday, 7 p.m., and they will be playing the Marietta Tigers.
Oh.
Jackson is seeded number 4 out of 16 teams. 16 teams make the playoffs. They expanded the playoffs a couple years ago, and the truth is more teams get in than aren't in.
Yeah.
I mean, they diluted the field. You can argue whether that's good or bad. Some people say that's too many. Other people say it gives more teams a chance. It's exciting, and once a game is played, you never know how it's going to go.
That's true.
But Jackson is number 4 out of 16. Marietta is number 13 out of 16. And because Jackson has the higher seed, and that's the way the brackets work, Marietta will be at Jackson. The Marietta Tigers used to be in the SEOL, so Jackson fans may be familiar with them. But we haven't played them for a number of years.
Sure.
But they are 5-5 on the year. Jackson is 9-1. The winner of that game will, of course, go on to the second week. Now, if Jackson wins by virtue of them being the 4th seed, they will be at home again against a team with a higher seed. Could be Bloom Carroll, who is the defending regional champions. They are seeded 5, and they're playing the number 12th seeded team.
Okay.
They are favored to win. They're playing Athens. But once again, Athens has just as much as chance to win as Marietta does in the Jackson game. So you got to play the game. You got to win.
Yep.
But the playoff games, all the playoff games in the state of Ohio will be played on Friday, and they're at 7 p.m. They used to be on both Friday and Saturday. They would split them up, but it is all 7 p.m. All the games will be 7 p.m. on Friday. Now, moving to the Vikings. They knew they were going to be in the playoffs before the Wellston game. The big thing that they were waiting on once all the numbers got crunched, because it's strictly mathematical. Yes. I mean, it isn't a committee getting together deciding what your seed is and who you play.
Yeah, there's no human
it's all
aspect
it's all
to
mathematical based on first level points, which is the game you play against a team that week, and second level points, meaning credit you get when the teams you beat play other teams. So obviously, if you have a better record and you play teams that have winning records, you're going to get more credit. Vinton County's had a great season, but of the teams they beat, only one team had a winning record. That's not their fault. You can only play your schedule.
Right.
But that's why they ended up, you're asking, why are they 10th seeded and Jackson 4th seeded?
Right.
But Vinton County is 10th seeded. They're not in the same region or division as Jackson, slightly smaller school. Jackson is in Division 3, Region 11. Vinton County is in Division 4, Region 15. There are 7 divisions, 1 through 7, 1 being the biggest schools, 7 being the smallest schools.
Okay.
But Vinton County ended up seeding 10th. And they had a slight chance to be in the top 8. If you're in the top 8, you get a home game.
Oh, man.
So they're
so close.
They're number 10. Well, early on, if you looked on Friday night at these mathematical projections that were incomplete, Vinton County was going to St. Clairsville, which is way up there along the river there. It's a good distance.
Okay.
But as things changed, as it got complete, they moved up to 10th, and now they're going to play Gallia Academy right down the road.
A little closer.
Gallia Academy has an 8-2 record, had a very good season. They were seeded 7th, and they will host Vinton County. Once again, that game is at 7 p.m. On Friday. If Vinton County wins, they will move on to another week of play, just like Jackson will. It's just like the basketball tournament.
Okay.
1 loss and you're out.
Yep.
You don't
keep on going if you win.
You don't get a mulligan. Now, here's another thing. A lot of people don't like this. In the playoffs, you have to get your tickets online through the OHSAA. That's the High School Athletic Association. Tickets for all games are available now, Monday, on the OHSAA website. That is www.ohsaa.org/tickets. I'm guessing that there will be information put out by the participating schools on how to get onto that website to purchase tickets, but that's the only way you can do it. Quite frankly, I don't like that because there's some people who are not comfortable but getting online,
You're
and
right.
I think you should be able to get tickets at the ball game. But that's not how she works.
No, it is
so
not.
Just a heads up on there if maybe you haven't tried to or had to do that before. Of course, the games will be on the radio. The Jackson Ironman game will be on WKOV 96.7 FM, and the Vikings will be on WYRO 98.7 FM. Nobody's told me that, but that's the way it's always been. So
there
that's
you go.
what I would expect to happen. All right, a couple of other things to tell you about as we're running out of time.
When do our girls soccer play again?
Tonight.
That's what I thought.
Tonight,
okay.
The Jackson girls play at Zane Trace High School against Unioto, and I'm told that should be a super game. Unioto,
go ladies.
Unioto, I think is the lower seed. Jackson is maybe the favorite based on that, but Unioto has an outstanding team. I understand they have a couple players who were injured who are back who will make them a better team than what maybe they were earlier in the season. But our Jackson girls have been so super, playing at the top of their game, undisputed winners in the Frontier Athletic Conference, and just rolled in their first tournament game last Thursday against Logan Elm 7-0.
7-0.
Of course, the Telegram will be present to cover that game at Zane Trace. I think our own Brock Netter, who is kind of a guy who's covered the girls' soccer team all year, I'm sure he will be there to cover that game, and we'll have a report out on that as quickly as possible after the game tonight. Okay, a couple of other things to tell you. On the traffic side, the city of Jackson has announced that the section of Vaughn Street, and this is pretty busy, this is right by the middle school, the section of Bond Street from South Street to Huron Street, that goes right by the middle school, that will be closed this week, Monday through Friday. I'm not sure how they're working that with the schools.
Ooh, I don't know.
But it's going to be closed. This involves an ongoing project with Columbia Gas. We've talked about that a number of times. I'm sure they'll work it so, the buses can get in and out, or maybe they'll park around the corner. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. I don't want to mislead anybody. But anybody, whether they have to, they're going to school or passing by, flagging will be available during limited periods of time. Otherwise, rerouting will be required. So there may be times you can't get through it all. There'll be other times maybe flaggers will lead you through.
Okay.
And I'm sure they'll have something worked out so it'll work with the school traffic as well.
Just slow down, be patient.
Right.
It'll be fine.
Also, the section of High Street in Jackson between State Street and Main Street, that will be closed starting tomorrow through Friday, the 27th, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So they've got set hours for that. But that's mainly during the daylight hours. Once again, this is Columbia Gas project where they're putting in the new gas line. All right. Also, tonight, the Jackson City Council will meet. They didn't meet on Columbus Day because of the holiday, so they haven't met for a month. They will meet before the meeting, which is at 7 o'clock, the council meeting there in the council chambers on 199 Portsmouth Street. There will be a planning commission meeting to discuss possibly rezoning the section of Broadway Street between Walnut Street and South Street. Do not forget, we told you about this. This is open hike night at Cantor's Cave 4-H camp. No registration required. You can just show up. 5:30 p.m. That'll be the OSU Extension Center, Maddie Allman and her crew, along with the Jackson City Library, leading a free hike out there on the trails at Cantor's Cave.
Should be a beautiful night for it.
The Christ Church of Jackson, you know what they just got done doing. You know what they're going to do on Wednesday evening? They're going to have a free community meal for the public.
Oh, God.
It's going to be in the church's Family Life Center. It will be at 5:30 p.m., completely free to anybody. It's just not for church members. It's for anybody. It's social. It's an outreach thing. And obviously anybody in need, of a hot meal that can't easily get one. Chili, cheese, crackers, and a dessert. And it's right on cue because, we were in the 30s this morning.
Yeah.
So hot chili sounds pretty good.
Yes, it does.
Also, we want to tell you real quickly, the Vinton County Health Department is going to have a big event Thursday at the Wyman Park in MacArthur. It's called Peanuts in the Park, starting at 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Be a nice event with some free stuff to eat and drink, and they're going to show old Peanuts movies.
Oh,
Charles
that's
Stoltz's
cute.
big characters, which we remember. I was even a little bit before the Peanut cartoons, so I'll have to admit. But I bet you watched them, and we have a whole generation of kids that maybe will be seeing them for the first time.
That's awesome.
But that's 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. free at Wyman Park on Thursday. The Wellston Lions Club and Ohilco Society in Wellston are going to have a big Halloween block party. Remember, the Lions Club in Wellston always had that costume contest. That's gone back for years and years. Well, they're doing that, but there's lots more going on. They're calling it a Ghouls and Goblins party, a block party. The Lions Club and Ohilco Society, there'll be a bunch of vendors there. 60 vendors, I understand. Can you believe that?
Wow.
And they'll have trunk or treat.
Nice.
So, I don't know how these kids are going to eat all this candy between trick or treat and the trunk or treats.
Yep.
But I guess it's.
I'd say they'll all be happy to take the challenge on.
It's a worthy goal. But the parade and costume contest will be at 6 p.m. It is moving to a new location, for the ones who go every year. And it will be at the intersection of Railroad and First Street instead of the Ohio Avenue and First Street where it's been in the past. Okay, no, I just said that backwards. It has been moved from Railroad and First Street to a new location at Ohio Avenue and First Street. So just up a block there. So that is the news as we have it. Much more that we could tell you, but it'll have to wait for another day.
Well, there you go. And are you gonna make it to get some spaghetti tonight?
I'm going to at least go through the drive-through if they have one. And if I can't drive, I'll walk through. How's that?
There you go. I think that's great.
Right. And I've had the Kiwanis Club Spaghetti before. It's a plenteous helping.
Yep.
You're going to be hard-pressed to find a spaghetti dinner, salad, and drink for $6.
Yes, you are.
All right.
So get there, support local kids. It's all good.
Yeah, you can know that you're getting a great dinner and doing a good deed at the same time.
You got it. All right. Well, Pete, thank you for hanging out with us.
That's all
and we
right.
appreciate you so much. And Dylan, thank you for pushing all the buttons. And we will be back here tomorrow with some more community events. So we'll let you know what we're doing in the morning. So have a great day and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.